Hey guys, doing something a little different on this video. I'm headed down to a conference in Omaha by FBN. It's called Farmer2Farmer. This is their fourth one, I think. 4 or 6, I can't remember. It's either IV or VI. Anyways, it's customers and clients and sales and all that for FBN. They have some keynote speakers, they have some think groups, group exercises, a little bit of a expo. So I'm pretty excited. I probably should have drove, but I am gonna fly down. So first leg of the trip is going to Minot, North Dakota, and I gotta catch a flight at 4 a.m. Or I gotta be up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight at 5:30 or something like that, 5:45 I think. I have to double check. Yeah, this will be the first time I've been to the States in about 6 years. Partially due to COVID, partially due to other circumstances. But yeah, this will be the furthest south I've been in a long time. Okay, so the lights off to the left, that's Ceres, which is, I've hauled tons of grain there. I think I mentioned before, it's only 1 mile north of the border. And since I've gotten home, actually probably for, well, at least 2 years before I've moved back home to start farming, that is the furthest south. The road going into there is the furthest south I've been. So we'll call it 6 years for now. The light straight ahead of me, maybe just right on the center line there, straight ahead, that's the border. And yeah, it was closed for most of COVID. And yeah, so this is going to be the furthest south I've been in 6 years, and I haven't even left Saskatchewan yet. So that's pretty sad. But that's the times we live in. Already got the truck switched over to Imperial. Oh, I lied to you. I forgot. There's this curb. That is not the border. The border's around this corner here. There are lights over there on the right. But after this little turn, right, that light, anything south of that is new for me in a long time. So right now is the furthest south I've been in 6 years. And I haven't been down to Minot in probably 10 to 12 years. We used to go there a lot. I'm really hoping the border, or that Google has the border hours correct, because if not, I'm adding probably an hour and a half, because I got to go to this is North Gate. Sorry, yes, North Gate. I got to go to North Portal, which is, about 20 miles that way to the back west, but it's a it's a half-hour detour, backtrack. Yeah, it sucks. So anyhow, I'm pulling up on the border here. Gonna turn you guys off. Well, I seem to have just cursed myself because it is closed. I don't know why, because it says on the other side, it says hours of operation 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. But I guess I gotta go over. Oh shit, I gotta go to North Portal because they're open 24. That sucks. I'm gonna, maybe CBSA's open. I doubt it. Sure doesn't look like it. Well, we're off to a screaming failure of a start. Well, I kind of ran a loser lap there, but in for a penny, in for a pound. We're gonna take the border road. It's been a very, very long time since I've been on this road, but I'm pretty sure I can get to North Portal from, or riding on this road. sucks, but it's got to be done. All right, we made it to Portal. I think it's actually closer to about 15 miles. And we just got to do a little dipsy doodle around the trailers and houses here. And is it this? Must be this road. Nope, not that road. Oh, they're up ahead. Okay, and over there's the border. Well, we're making progress. Line's moving pretty fast, actually. So, yeah. I think there was 7 vehicles in front of me when I got here. There's only one lane open. Usually there's a passenger lane and then a bunch of commercial ones here. I think that's still true, but it's also been a long time since I've been through North Portal. Okay, so we're in the States. That was pretty painless. Actually, it was entirely painless. Border guard was very pleasant. Sometimes I should just keep my mouth shut and just say yes or no, but they asked me a question where it was, how did he phrase it? Have you ever been fingerprinted or been in trouble with the law or arrested or something like that, he said. And I said, well, I've been fingerprinted but never in any trouble. He asked why. I said, well, it's because when I went to Saudi Arabia for work, they take all your biometrics when you get a visa. So they have your fingerprints on file. So he had a few questions. Whoa, I'm speeding a lot. Yeah, so we had some questions around that. Well, made it to Minot. Unfortunately had to do that border detour. Not really sure why Northgate was closed. Luckily, I think it's about a 16-mile detour. I'd have to double check on that. 16 miles one way and then 16 miles back, so it added half an hour. So it's after 10, I'm going to bed because I gotta be at the airport at 5 a.m. All right, Minot Airport. So far, I think, I know, the one thing I forgot so far is a snow brush. But that's pretty minor in the grand scheme of things. Really nice little airport. Made it to Denver. Now I gotta figure out where the hell to go. We were an hour late. Luckily I had like a 3-hour delay. So I've never been here before, but I just got over to my gate at B69 and get a text saying it got changed to B54, so I'm kind of walking around. Well, welcome to downtown Omaha, where I really have no idea where I am. I'm staying at the Holiday Inn, which is a block away there. Apparently they have shuttles, but I haven't been able to see any just yet. I'm sure they'll get that organized. But it says to go to the CHI Center, which is kind of this way, kind of that, off to that way. So I'm gonna do it because it's only half a mile, allegedly, if I'm going to the right place. If not, I'll just double back. So yeah, talked to a couple guys. They were saying it's pretty cool outside, and I'm out here with a super light sweater, no gloves, First time I've been able to film in a month without my hand stinging from being bare and exposed to the cold wind. So yeah, I'm pretty happy right about now, especially because it's supposed to be like minus 33 overnight tonight at home. That's Celsius. So yeah, it's supposed to be flipping cold versus I can tolerate this. Yeah. So far, haven't run into anybody I know, but I have run into a couple of guys I know about, as far as, you know, they farm within 100 kilometers of me or so. Yeah, so I'm going to try and find the CHI Center. So this is, I believe, what's CHI Health? Sponsored. There, CHI Medical Center over there. So we're going the right direction. The bus driver on the way over said that this is Charles Schwab Field, which is where they play the Little League World Series, I guess. Which is kind of cool. It's a massive mural over there. What's this say? Oh, sorry, maybe he didn't say Little League World Series. I'd have to. This is the NCAA Men's World Series. Okay. Well, we have to go that way, roughly. That's a big old convention center. And this is the trade show before the chaos ensues. This is really big. Yeah, she's a big little expo. I saw in an email a week ago they were saying over 3,000 farmers, and the bus driver today said he heard it's just shy of 4,000, and they said something about social media, like some YouTube guys are going to be here. I think they said something like 4 of the biggest 6 YouTube farmers. I've already seen 2 of them. I definitely saw, well, I shouldn't say here, I saw Nick Welker already. That was just at the airport in Denver. And I saw, who's the other one? I gotta get his name right. Iowa Dairy Farmer was the one I saw. Haven't talked to anybody. I've also heard that they said Millennial Farmer, his name Zach Johnston, something like that. He's gonna be here. I think he might even be a speaker or something like that. It's a big event.
On the left-hand side, I want to talk a little bit about some of our education exchange partnerships that have been really successful, led by Stephanie, actually.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Months and months to put on, and something that the whole FBN team from across the country in Canada and Australia works on, so we really, really appreciate it. We really appreciate our partners at Sunfirst who help us execute this incredible
your work and to your life every day. So I spent my adult life in the SEAL teams. And a lot of times when people think of the SEAL teams, what they think of is they think of the training that you see on TV.
We're not expecting this big burdensome supply situation for any of your commodities. We are exporting, not at the pace that we...
It wasn't true. Stuff that you know, maybe they had a hint of truth in there, but they didn't really understand why we're using genetically modified seed in certain situations, why we use drain tile or pesticide. Our time. Do you get the comment from these guys or girls that think that you're wasting your time on social media when you should be out working, and how do you handle that?
I get, are you faking everything you're doing? I don't know if it's because I'm a girl or what, but I get a lot of comments saying, like,
do they get pastured? No. Here's why. Some people think that answer might be blunt because you see the carton of Walmart butter has a red barn and a green pasture. There's no Walmart butter that comes from a red barn and green pasture. So I think being transparent even in the swine industry about how
a bad drought, you're getting some guy goes down the slow. On year 5 is the big on the line.
I have been to 110 open bars. My liver needed a break. So this is only going to be the 6th presentation I've given this year sober. You'll have to judge whether that's a plus or a minus. We have to start with the war. What we've got here are 2 maps of the Russian space. On the right, the southern front. You'll notice that none of the other dotted lines connect to Russian occupied territory. And so when it got blown up a couple of months ago, the Russians lost their primary method of getting gear and troops and fuel, and they now have to ship everything by truck. You guys remember the first couple of months on the Javelin missiles? For the most part, the Ukrainians were not using javelins to go after tanks. They were using them to go after trucks.
But a couple other things on just to make sure to flag, since I think after these talks, people will start going around, going up to sessions, going up to trade show. Some of you may have to get on the road today.
Well, we've gotten to my end of day 3 at Farmer2Farmer VI, not 4, 6, and it's been an awesome experience. A lot of I played social butterfly a lot of times. I came here on my own, knowing one person at FBN. That's it. I just rolled with the punches, met new people. I actually made it a point, like every day that there was some sort of event, I would sit down with a different group of people, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of new people and hear about different technologies or practices or problems, and just learn about them too. So makes a guy think differently about his own operations. They had some amazing keynote speakers. My favorite was Peter Zeihan. Amazingly insightful, brilliant man. Talking about geopolitics and logistics and supply chain and everything. It's amazing the way that man's brain works. Jocko Willink was awesome. I'm sorry, Jocko, but I'm putting you about this much below Peter. I love what you had to say. Peter was just, I'm sorry, that much better. Alex Honnold, he was really interesting. The free solo guy, the way that guy's brain is wired is just kind of disturbing to me. And also they had a social media presence. They had, I guess you would have already seen, but a really cool experience was chatting with them. Dan from Iowa Dairy Farmer just randomly sat down at our table and spent the night just hanging out with us. I kind of picked his brain a little more than everybody else, and the next day ran into him, chat a little more. I got to talk with almost that whole panel. I didn't get a chance to talk to Zach Johnson, or actually I got half the panel. Zach Johnson I didn't get a chance to. Laura Wilson, and I'm drawing a blank on the other guy's name. Sorry. Garrett? Can't remember. Anyways, I gotta fly home here, so I'm waiting on an Uber. I'm flying home a little earlier, and they're not running the shuttle buses until about 2:30, and it is currently 11:40. So take an Uber. It's only a $10 ride to the airport from here. Other than that, everything's been great. My hotel, I guess I showed before, was on the other side of is that not JP Morgan, Charles Schwab Field, and you know, everything's nice and close here. You know, I'll sit and talk a little more once I got some more stuff on the brain. But she's a bit overcast today, but she is a lovely day for Saskatchewan. But we are not in Saskatchewan. Talking to a few people here, they think it's cold. And I laughed and I laughed. Probably my best experience so far, I'm guessing entirely, was chatting with Dan. Because, like, Dan from Iowa Dairy Farmer, he sees things the way I see them, as far as, you know, he likes to call himself an advocate, which is really interesting. I'd never heard that term before hearing it from him. And you just you know, how he's a farmer first at all costs. So, and that's what I am too. It's just, if you have time to make a video, you kind of do, and you know, you kind of get. He says almost better to be lucky than good. You know, he sees a lot of the, you know, just the way we talked, it was like we're experiencing the same things, but on a different level. And you know, he's on a slightly different platform, but and he likes to do that platform mainly because it's easier to hold the phone the other way, which I can relate to. But yeah, awesome dude, just genuine as the day is long, and yeah, he's the same guy that you see in the videos, exactly the same. Just, he doesn't hate anybody. He just wants to educate people. He doesn't blame people for not knowing what they don't know. And you know, he kind of blames farming or ag as an industry for a lot of our problems, where we, you know, and really we didn't ever think that we would have to go on the offensive on like an information campaign, but we never have. And you know, I can relate to what he's putting down. So Dan, thanks again. I really appreciate chatting with you, and hopefully we'll see you next year. Or if you're ever up in Canada, give me a holler. Well, we're getting to the airport just in time. Probably a good thing I'm not driving home from here, because there's a bit of a system coming in from the north. It's already started to be a bit misty and rainy. I guess I should have been later. No sooner did I get through security than I got a text saying my flight has been delayed by an hour and a half. So instead of leaving at 1:36, scheduled for 3 o'clock. And I got into the concourse here, or whatever you want to call it, the B, and there's no real restaurants, and I'm hungry. I'm not worried about the flight delay at all, because I have like a 6-hour layover in Denver. I was just thinking, I might have a snack here and then have a real meal at Denver, because I know they got a really good concourse, like restaurants and whatnot. So I guess one of these times, this is the time where the early bird doesn't get the worm. I could have, had I got that text 20 minutes earlier, yeah, it's a fair stretch, 25 minutes earlier, I still would have been at the CHI Center. And I could have hung out, had lunch for another hour and a half or so. Oh well. Okay, so finally got to Denver. We're over 2 hours late, which isn't a big deal for me. Well, we made her. We're back in North Dakota. It's got to be a balmy minus 15, minus 18 maybe, but it is dead calm. Yeah, so 11:30 at night. Gonna go to the hotel. This way, yeah. And I've already been out to the truck, got her fired up. You can see the light straightaway center right there. That's my truck. So yeah, I had a great time. It was a great event, and I'm definitely going to do it again. Hopefully next year. I know it's supposed to be a week later next year. I think they said something like the 12th to the 14th. And, we'll see. We'll try and make it happen. But I expect it to be possibly bigger, but at the same time, there's talk that this one was so big because so many, well, FBN grew a lot in those 2 years where there was no farmer to farmer. But also, lots of people didn't have a chance to get away or never got a chance to go, period, in that time. A guy like me, I planned on going in 2020. So, it didn't happen for obvious reasons. And so, there is a chance that a lot of people might not go next year because they might do it every other year, every couple years. So, be interesting to see what kind of turnout there is next year if I end up going. All right, so I did my homework this time and I actually called them. This is North Portal, or sorry, this is North Gate. That's Ceres over there. I actually called them this time and they said, yeah, our hours are 9 to 5. The signs say 8 to 10, 9 to 5 during the winter, and Google is wrong. So hopefully this goes a lot smoother than last time. All right, that was painless. Kind of weird because this is the first time I've gone across this border crossing since long before COVID. And they put the crossing guards up on the main road, and you used to just drive straight to the Canadian inspection point, and then you just do your thing and go. And now you have to dip, kind of zigzag around and go right beside the US one. So, and there's a sign that said like last turn before Canada or something like that. So I pulled in there and I went and asked them, like, has anything changed that I need to pop in here? They kind of looked at me funny and said, no, unless you've got like a lot of cash you need to declare. I said, no. And, because I was in there, they just checked my passport anyways. They said, no, normally you just have to go through. You kind of asked if, like, it seemed a little bit suspicious. I just said, like, every other time I came through, I would, like, the main highway was open, so I wasn't sure if something changed after COVID. And he goes, nope, nothing's changed. You just keep going. I said, okay, well, that makes sense. And, I got to the Canadian side. She asked, all the standard questions, and it was see ya. So now I'm on the way home.